Hello, hello, and welcome back as we continue our unrelenting search for a bobble-hatted, bespectacled British man in Perfidious. Pete reads another page of Where's Waldo Now? No, you're right. No, I apologize. It was unfair of me to get your hopes up. I really feel compelled to admit that this episode of XCOM does not contain any of Martin Hanford's beloved Waldo, or Wally, as they call him across the pond. But I do have to say that while there is no Waldo around, our quest to capture an ethereal kind of has me wishing that there was. I mean, at least with Waldo, you know that skinny little bastard is on one of the pages somewhere, but the aliens haven't really clued in that a baitless hook doesn't catch a whole lot of fish. Instead, they've opted to take a page from not Where's Waldo, but Bill Clinton, and they're running the same plays as he did in his second turn, which is to say, a flat-out, full-on, Monica Lewinsky-style campaign of absolute denial. I mean, shit. No ethereals anywhere, ever, is the rule for the aliens right now. And I have to say, I really feel they could at least stick a red and white striped sweater and hat on a Thin Man for us, so that we could enjoy one of those fleeting, holy shit, I found him! Oh no, wait, it's just some other random asshole wearing that same hideous fucking nonsensical outfit to the beach moments that you get with Where's Waldo. I mean, for crying out loud, aliens, don't you know that moment is what makes us keep looking for Waldo? If the only thing you've got to offer, instead of the sort of Waldo look-alike, is just another small UFO full of sectoids and your repeated assurances that giving an intern a face full of baby gravy doesn't constitute sex, we may as well just check out right now. I mean, I was alive in 1997, so I remember how that shit ends already, and it ends with a stained dress and sort of public disgrace for the rest of your life. We don't really need to sign on for that. Also, you know what? I forgot where I was, but mostly because I interrupted myself with the thought that I'm curious how the hell I went from Where's Waldo to the subject of jizz-coated interns. It's a very, very abrupt left turn. My brain is a strange place sometimes. But you know what? Before I get too far down that whole rabbit hole, Neo, let's just skip that conversation and get to work here on what we need to do for this episode. I feel I've rambled probably longer than is interesting or necessary at this point anyway. We did pick up a new trooper last mission. Well, actually, we probably picked her up like 75 missions ago, but we finally ranked her up. Old Specialist Elizabeth Cook here, we deliberately took on a mission to try and get a rank, and I have to say I'm sort of regretting that decision considering the fact that she's like a 61 aim infantry trooper, and also has possibly the most Wicked Witch-esque nose we've ever seen. She makes Margaret Hamilton look straight up hot. Although now that I'm looking at her, she does kind of actually look like Margaret Hamilton, but Margaret Hamilton's already dead, so we can't really use her. But you know who she does look like? This is like a slightly darker complected Mayim Bialik. Mayim Bialik, whatever. The chick who played Blossom from the NBC show Blossom, oddly enough. So I think we're just going to go ahead and name this chick Mayim Bialik. Mayim Bialik? It's Mayim Bialik. I mean, she doesn't have the Blossom hat, although we could probably give her a Blossom hat. We're not going to. Yeah, Mayim Bialik I think really is a perfect fit. And speaking of which, if you haven't seen Mayim Bialik in the years since that show, do yourself a favor and fucking don't Google that shit. Because goddamn, she looks like a 7 miles of bad road with a fist fight over a trick baby at the end. You do not want to see that chick today. Let's just say, you know how they say your nose never stops growing? Yeah, Mayim Bialik may be the living proof that that particular wives' tale is in fact true. Anyway, Mayim Bialik has been added to the roster. We can just shove her down in the barracks with Larry David and forget that she ever happened. Which is effectively how television in Hollywood has also treated Mayim Bialik. They're just kind of forgetting that she ever happened. Which, everyone is just, let's face it, we're all better off that way. Looks like Seven hit her in a frying pan over which one of them was going to get to hit her in the face with a frying pan, rather. In a sort of kerfuffle over which one of them was going to get to claim Joey Lawrence's virginity. Little did know that Joey Lawrence, not a virgin. Also, not into chicks. Anyway, well, Canada wants 30 weapon fragments. I say yes. I don't want one engineer, but it's hard to say no to Canadians. They are so darn polite and earnest. I want to be nice to them and do nice things for them. That's a great reputation to have as a nation, by the way. Kudos, Canada. Kudos. So we finished some laser cannons. Also, apparently some psychic training. Let's check out the results of that. Shia LaBeouf has failed. Well, let's just chalk it up to another failure in a long, long string of recent failures, Shia. And much like Hollywood, they've given you, what, like 35-second chances now? I don't see any reason why we should be any different. Let's just give you another second chance. We're going to go ahead and give you Psi Panic, or at least the opportunity to learn it. And while we're doing stuff, let's take a look at our aircraft, because we picked up some laser cannons. We got a couple aircraft. We need to stick those on. Also, this guy needs a name. Riddler Walsh. Riddler. Rhymes with diddler. So there's that. Also, you know, I really like the Riddler. He's just gotten a bad rap in some of the movies. The comic book version of the Riddler is actually pretty awesome. So that's maybe not the worst nickname ever. Of course, Riddler Walsh doesn't really have a great swing to it. It's sort of like Brandon and Dylan's, or not Dylan, but what was her name? Brenda? Yeah, Brandon and Brenda's like second cousin from somewhere back in Minnesota, Riddler Walsh, who came out and guest starred on one episode and then got run over by Aaron Spelling's car on the lot one day, and so they had to write him out because Aaron Spelling actually legitimately killed a person and they wanted to cover it up. So let's give Riddler here a laser cannon and see if perhaps he can't confound a few of his foes with some deadly conundrums. And we had one other aircraft that also didn't have a laser cannon, right? Yeah, Pointer Sewell doesn't have one either. We might as well rectify that. I mean, we straight up just threw one into the toilet last episode by letting one of our shitty pilots get shot down while in sort of a moment of inattention. I don't really feel that Pointer Sewell could do a whole hell of a lot worse. I mean, he probably could, but I don't see any reason to, like, dare him to try and do worse. That just seems foolish. Alright, so we've got a reflex cannon. Actually quite excited about the reflex cannon. Stoked about that. And you know what? While I'm thinking of things, I do want to head down to engineering. Look at our... We have plenty of Illyrian here.
We're always glad to have
something I want to look into with the armor. I'm tired of all of our troopers just being unbelievably, ludicrously slow. So if we can fix that... Seraphim armor is... no. Why can we not build this? Why do... I have, like, a dozen suits of Titan armor. Dr. Shen, seriously, dude, come on. I have tons of Titan armor. Like, tons.
Available in the
literally, just shitloads of Titan armor. All the Titan armors everywhere. Can I not? I cannot make things available? Really? That seems odd. So I can't build that because all of my Titan armor is being worn. That seems sort of a shitty way to do that.
Commander, our satellite is prepped and standing by for launch.
Yeah, Bradford, I'm in a little bit of a disagreement here with Dr. Shen about the way something works, but I'm not going to invest the time it takes to actually figure out if I can remove those units. So maybe you're a welcome distraction. Let's just launch a satellite over the United Kingdom and forget that Dr. Shen and I even spoke. Now, clearly, France is actually the better place to put this because it gets us an extra 10 credits a month, but... you know, I feel my opinions on the French are, at this point, fairly well documented, so I'm just going to stand by my general policy of fuck France and put it over the UK, but anyway, because they have panel shows, and I like panel shows. What have the French given us? I guess one could argue Samuel Beckett. I mean, he wasn't actually French, but he spent a lot of time there. I guess Proust, maybe? I don't know. Descartes. Okay, I'll give you Descartes, France. That's the one guy you got right. René Descartes, I'll give you him. Okay. It's not enough to earn you a satellite, of course. This is me throwing you a bone the way the aliens won't. So. Well, Brick, let's see what you can do. Can Brick save our satellite? Find out. Where did you get a trident? You should really maybe lay low. I think you've killed a man.
Bangs out.
Ah, the only good part of that movie.
Closing on target.
Well, that and Sex Panther, of course. I would wear Sex Panther if it were commercially available. Surprisingly, Brick has managed to not live up to his name, flying slightly better than a Brick, although only very slightly. Please let there be an ethereal on this fucker. God damn it! Again, the aliens. Man, you bastards. Just, miserable douchebags you are. Really. Miserable douchebags you are? Had a Yoda moment there. Alright, well, let's put together a crew. Heavy floaters, cyber discs, drones, blah, blah, blah. Same old shit, huh, XCOM? Same shit, different day, XCOM. Stealing a line from Stephen King. Was that the Tommy Knockers? Nah, maybe that was Dreamcatcher. Honestly, I don't remember. One of those ones. They made it into a movie that had Mark Wahlberg and Damian Lewis in it. Anyway, a crew. Who's going to be our leader / infantryman? I'm thinking probably Jean-Claude Van Damme. Also, let's make items available, since apparently Dr. Shan is not having any of that shit when we're not directly in his company, rather. Nice to see Jean-Claude is pre-equipped, though. I gotta say, I do like that. Yeah, Jean-Claude is ready to roll. Apparently he's been waiting in her wings, eager to get back in action, and was just waiting for his moment. So, glad to, have the opportunity to give it to him. Also, you should never say the sentence, I want to give it to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Because he may immediately just show up your house and say, I heard there was someone here who wanted to give it to me. I would like to give it to you in return. Also, my Jean-Claude Van Damme sounds a little bit like a Bugs Bunny who's just suffered a blow to the head. So, perhaps forget that impression altogether. Should just stick with him saying, World Piss, because that's actually the way that Jean-Claude Van Damme talks. We're going to give him a Plasma Nova gun, a scope, a laser sight, high-capacity mags. All those things are fine. That's got the moose sorted. Let's get a scout and an assault trooper, assuming we can dig one up who is not, I repeat, not Axl Rose. Sure. Fuck it. I hate Tara Reid. Tara Reid hates me. We have a hate-hate relationship. It works out nicely. Alas, the pink Can't Take Me Home commemorative alloy cannon has apparently officially been retired. It's no longer journeying into battle with any of our units since, well, it's been co-opted by our second reflex cannon. Sorry, Pink, but I guess your memory will have to live on in memory since we've gotten rid of your commemorative object. And that sucks, man. I mean, even the Slim Shady Memorial Slugslinger still gets used once in a while. What can we do about assault? It's probably going to be Charlie Sheen. I have a feeling that all of our other assault troopers are probably injured. Yeah, it is in fact Charlie Sheen. I think this is 2 missions in a row for Sheen. He's getting around. Although, your Charlie Sheens are prone to do that. They will get around on you. Just ask any of his numberless ex-girlfriends. Ho-yo! It's actually not funny, because one of those, I think actually his fiance, tried to stab her in the eye with a pen or something. It was a big to-do, because she was someone famous. I don't necessarily recall who, because I'm famous, but Charlie Sheen's fiance level of famous, so, not really famous. I mean, even Mayim Bialik may have her edged out in the fame department, but it was someone of note. Anyway, Charlie's sorted, and yes, he did once deliberately try to kill his fiance by stabbing her in the eye. Let's move on. What else do we need? We could probably get by with a sniper. I don't want to necessarily take just absolute, complete, and total fucking trash, worthless units on this mission. I should probably try and take, like, maybe 1 or 2 useful people. Bieber, you recently learned a psychic power, right? Yeah, you are a Master Sergeant, but, we are still working on the whole psionic thing, so let's take you. And speaking of the Slim Shady Memorial Slugslinger, I actually think we're going to see it in action here. We are, in fact, going to see it in action. We do not need all these medkits. We really don't. Bieber, your aim is good enough, and this is a small UFO, so let's not overtask ourselves. We're just going to go with the scope, battle scanner, and 3 medkits for you. Also, since you're a Master Sergeant, you heal for quite a bit. 2 units remain, one of which should be an engineer. Not a Master Sergeant engineer, if we have our say-so. Sung Kang is tired for another 11 hours, so it looks like J-Lo's going to get the call on this one, which is fine. I actually prefer J-Lo. She's a little better, I think. Gonna have to go with a little bit lighter armor for J-Lo, because at the end of the mission, assuming I remember, we are going to try and upgrade some of that Titan armor to Archangel armor. Just kind of bear that in mind. Plasma Carbine, then, to keep J-Lo's foot speed as high as possible. And 4 grenades, honestly, is probably enough. I think the chemical grenade will be adequate. What else should we send? Last time I think we sent a rookie, and let's just say that didn't turn out necessarily too terribly well. We probably won't repeat that. We took Ian Finn Ziering last time, I recall. And yeah, that was a bad move. You should not have done that. Am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? I mean, really? Am I gonna do that? Do I hate myself that much? I do. I don't hate myself enough to take Jeff Goldblum. I mean, fuck, I'd probably just hang myself in a closet if I was that prone to self-destruction. But Penelope Cruz, she'll do. It's fine. We can take her. It's not the worst idea we've ever had. I mean, it's close, but it's clearly not. It's going to be a scope, a laser sight, and high-capacity mags, then, for Penelope Horseface Cruz. I mean, Penelope Raven Cruz. She is a harbinger of doom, so, I mean, it seems appropriate that sort of a carrion bird would be her calling card. Also, once again, I feel compelled to mention it every single time we take Penelope Cruz on a mission, because we will never, ever, ever forgive Penelope Cruz for what she did to Johnny Depp and Blow. Ever. So, never forget, Penelope Cruz. We hate you forever. Forever. Haven't seen old Raleigh Beckett in a while, mostly because he's been in the hospital for the last 9 months. I mean, we took him on one mission 9 months ago, and the refractory period for Charlie Hunnam is roughly equivalent to the gestational period for a human being. After he goes on a mission, he does need about 9 months to fully cook up, so got to give him plenty of lead time between missions. That being said, he's ready to go on this one, so we're going to take him. Raleigh Beckett, standing tall, once again, going to take Gypsy Danger into the fray. If only there were a sword we could give him, that would be almost perfect. Kristen Stewart back on duty, ready to send another soul screaming to the depths of hell with her 1,000-yard glare. Man, the weather patterns, I gotta say, have gotten really fucked up since the aliens arrived. This is like El Nino all grown up and pissed off with a sort of an aggressive tattoo and some unfortunate piercings and a wholly bad attitude. Yeah, it's like goth El Nino, except
We're moving into Argentina next.
Or at least
the threat there seems to be
of
the most
legal
pressing.
age and thus old
The
enough
alien
to
craft went
make
down
stupid
hard,
decisions
stopped
and be
just inside
legally
the city
responsible
limits.
for those decisions.
Hopefully there
So
weren't any civilians in the
it's
area
like that
at the time.
19-year-old kid who gets your coffee at Starbucks. Not that there's anything wrong with being a barista, there's not. That's a noble job. I'm just saying, you can tell when you go to get that Starbucks that kid is like really angry and has some problems. And he probably spit in your coffee, but you're too afraid of him kind of to even call him on it. That kid, that's what I'm talking about.
Come in, HQ. Big Sky.
I'm pretty sure we literally just played this map, did we not?
Strike one is free to
Oh,
engage
no,
hostile
sorry.
targets at the crash
It's the
site.
other slightly different version of this map. I can see how I would have gotten confused, what with the... How foolish of me. They're so different. I can't believe I've accidentally confused the two. More the fool I. Actually, Bieber is who I was looking for. Bieber? There you are, buddy. Feel like maybe chucking a battle scanner out there, Biebs? I mean, I can pretty much tell you where there are going to be enemies, and there will be a pod here, most likely. If not, there'll be one on the other side.
Brother is online.
With 2 battle scanners, I'm pretty sure I can hit 1 pod. So, enemies over there? I don't hear the music, which tends to be the no music. Alright, so not over there. So there will be a pod probably right in this area then, and possibly over in this neck of the woods as well. We're going to get another battle scanner out. I have played these maps one too many times, folks. Sort of what I'm getting at here. We have a scout that has a battle scanner, right? Tara Reid? Yeah. Tara Reid, honestly, I don't really think you're fast enough to even bother with the battle scanner. Let's just have you dash to this half cover. And if you spot anybody, good. If they shoot you in the face, also good. I mean, we're prepared to take that risk with your life, Tara Reid.
Okay.
Because we value it so little. Usually we move over in this direction and spawn a pod as well. Kind of unwittingly, but not this time.
On Overwatch.
Aha, the aliens going for some trickery then. Not necessarily, they could easily still be over there. Let's just bring Penelope Raven Cruz to a firing position behind that tree. J-Lo's going to go on Overwatch. Jean-Claude's going to come and limber up over here by this log. Now, you know what? We have more room. Let's just keep going.
Yes, sir.
Jean-Claude is slow enough without us deliberately slowing him down.
That's affirmative.
Let's get old Chuck and Charlie then. These should all be safe moves.
10-4.
I don't see any reason to play conservative at this point. I mean, if I was going to play conservatively, I should have started long before now. So, floaters. Probably heavy floaters. Then again, we knew they were around, so it's not exactly a shock or surprise. Tara Reid, why don't you go deploy that battle scanner you failed to deploy last turn, and see if perhaps you can find those floaters. You might check next to your career in the toilet. Floaters are often found there, Tara Reid. Just putting that out there for you. Do with that what you will. I just offer you knowledge. What you do with said knowledge is really up to you, Tara Reid. I believe the ball is in your court now.
I feel, Commander.
Don't make Sharknado 3, I guess, is sort of what I'm trying to get at in a not overt way, but I shouldn't expect you to grasp subtlety, Tara Reid. I gotta say that's actually my own fault. You would never pick up on the subtext there. What I'll do is just come straight out and say, please don't fucking make Sharknado 3. Even though they're totally making a Sharknado 3 and Tara Reid is already on board. So. Okay. Are those outsiders just standing outside the ship? Maybe is the answer to that question. You know what? We have enough of these that I sort of feel comfortable testing that theory. I'm going to take one step to the right.
Enemies spotted.
Okay, well, it's not the enemies we expected. It's a Cyberdiscan drone. That's... meh. That's not even really a concern. Does one Cyberdisk and some drones at this point is... well, it's not a cause for concern. That's why I sort of say it's not really a concern.
Aye, aye.
Just bring Bieber forward, gonna put him on Overwatch. J-Lo is sort of in an unenviable position here. It's possible some of these drones could maybe F with her a bit, but it looks like they're just gonna cluster around the Cyberdisk, which is fine. We'll have no problem taking them out. Actually not entirely sure what it is they're trying to do. Apparently they're just moving to tiles where they will be the most difficult to see and thus the hardest to hit. Given a lack of better options or decent shots, the computer just moves to the tile where it can be seen from the fewest number of other tiles. That's sort of their default move, which is why the computer often takes advantage of the ramp of safety play. Because, you know, we know all about line of sight issues and the ramp of safety. We've used them to our own advantage a couple times, in fact. Penelope Raven Cruz with a surprisingly bad shot, actually. Penelope does have heat warheads, so... and she has that by virtue of using her Gauss weapon. They give you sort of extra damage against robots. Let's just have her take a shot. A miss, which is not a surprise. I mean, fuck, it's Penelope Cruz. The surprising thing would have been had Penelope actually connected with the enemy. That would have been surprising. 56% to hit for Van Damme. That's not so good. I'd rather actually have him start popping off a couple of these drones. Or wounding a drone and not killing it. That's also handy. Good work. Jean-Claude just trying to soften up the targets for some of his companions. Doesn't want to be seen as a glory hog, old Jean-Claude. Very concerned about the image, so... I suppose it's good that he's trying to be a team player. It's a laudable goal. J-Lo can probably get a shot at something. That's fine. If you miss, it'll at least be holo-targeted. Yeah, well, there you go. I'm assuming the Moose here can probably get a shot at it. That's actually pretty good for Moose. We'll let that go ahead and slide. 86. I don't see a need to waste ammo in what's going to be ridiculous overkill anyway. And Charlie Hunnam is going to steal a page from the Aliens playbook and just step out of line of sight and go on Overwatch. How do you like that shit, Aliens? Turns out two can play at that game. That cheap, fucking lame-ass bullshit game. Also, I forgot about the Overwatch. But Charlie is an assault trooper, and if I didn't run an assault trooper into Overwatch unwittingly at least once per mission, I really would sort of feel ashamed of myself. It's kind of my signature move.
Moving to position.
Let's just put Tara Reid on Overwatch. And I'm actually going to put Charlie Sheen on Overwatch too, because I don't like any of his shots. And I think what we'll do here... oh, you know what? This is totally... we're going to get grenaded by a Cyberdisk here. Yeah, it's absolutely going to happen. And this grenade is going to verify it. Let's just hope that they center it then on old Charlie Hunnam. He'll get his customary and obligatory visit to the hospital. Of course, that's sort of Charlie's MO. Much like dashing into Overwatch is my patented move. Getting badly wounded, that's the Raleigh Beckett way. I mean, he even panned out in the film, if you recall. He was hurt the first time Gypsy Danger came back. That's a miss. Charlie has actually destroyed part of his own fucking cover with a miss. That's one of the most impressive fucking misses we've seen to date, Raleigh Beckett. You have managed to fail in a direction we didn't even consider possible. Nicely done. And that's a legitimate nicely done. I'm not even being facetious. I'm legitimately impressed with your ability to fuck up.
They're shifting their attack.
It's fairly amazing. Yeah, here comes the grenade. Nope, it went on Overwatch. Well, that's unexpected. So we now have a number of troopers in bad positions, frankly. Penelope Raven Cruz being one of them. That chrysalid is unfortunate. What can we do about that chrysalid? Anything? We could probably kill it. Pretty easily, in fact. The heavy floater is something more of a problem, though. So let's take the chrysalid out. First off, we're going to get Penelope Raven Cruz and see if she can do anything useful ever in her fucking miserable shit existence. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Penelope Cruz. You heard me right. Worthless piece of crap. Wow, you shot and hit an alien. I have to say, I'm almost fucking speechless based on the fact that you did something useful. Let's see if Van Damme can also do something useful. Oh, there we go. The chrysalid menace is over. It was short-lived menace. A lot like Dennis the Menace would be in real life when Mr. Wilson fucking killed him, because that's precisely what would happen to that kid. He would disappear into a shallow, unmarked grave somewhere, and no one would ever be the wiser of what happened to young Dennis.
Moving to position.
Pretty much all she wrote for young Dennis about the first time he shit in his... That is a terrible, terrible hit chance. Did I mention that your hit chance there was fucking terrible?
I'm on the move.
Because if I didn't mention that it was fucking terrible, I really feel that I should reiterate on its terribleness. How is that guy in full cover? He should be in no cover. Well, let's hope that whatever it is he happens to be using for cover, I'm guessing that rock, gets destroyed. So 6 damage, and we've dropped him to half cover. Honestly, I'm seriously considering suppressing him instead. We may revisit him in a moment. Let's see what else we can come up with. Bieber, what else can you see? A drone. Well, why don't you go ahead and move then?
Yes, Commander.
Now Bieber has options. Not good options, but options. Oh, man. These guys are going to get grenaded. Yeah, that's the thing that's going to happen. Alright then, in an effort to sort of minimize the grenade potential, gonna go for a Psy Panic with the Beebs. This is why we brought him, to use those crazy mind powers. And hey, it worked. Nicely done, Beebs. I'm telling you, the Bieber mind control is real phenomenon, folks. The mind control Bieber thing, that's not me just making a joke. That's legitimate. Justin Bieber.
I'm on it, Commander.
Crazy mental powers. How do you think he got 5 million fans? I'm telling you, there's a reason Justin Bieber is so popular. Thank you, Tara Reid, for failing in the only capacity that we ever considered using you in. That of... Man, it's a terrible shot. How did his shot get worse? Oh, he hunkered down, that's how. Well, he's hunkered, so we might as well just take the opportunity to try and get as snuck up on him as we can, I guess. We should also consider doing something about that drone. 51% is not exactly what I would like to see. Then again, it might be the best we could do. Does this cover it all? It's half covered. Let's take Sheen down here and see if we can get him a shot at this drone. It's a bad shot. We're going to take it. Odds are strong that either he or Charlie Hunnam, if we had both shot, one of them probably would have come up with a connect. We're still vulnerable to some grenade action here. I think probably our best play here is to just deploy a proximity mine. Yes, it's going to destroy a fucking meld canister, and I absolutely don't give a shit about meld canisters at this point. I have more meld than I'm likely to use for the remainder of the campaign. Pleased that I remembered that Bieber had Mind Panic.
It would be preferable if we attempted to retrieve.
So that did no damage to the drone, no damage to the cyber disc. In fact, the only thing it did manage to damage was the meld canister. Brilliant. Well played, me. I'm gotta say, I've really come on lately with my gameplay. It's really improved. I haven't at all been fucking up and making terrible decisions. Like, say, this decision here that's gonna get one of our troopers flanked and shot. Although those floaters both missed, which I have to say is somewhat surprising.
Requesting immediate assistance.
Okay. Well then. I guess the aliens went to the Perfidious Pete School of Tactical Awareness and have decided to adopt my tactics. More the fool they. I am one playbook from which they should not have stolen a page. Putting that out there for you, aliens. Don't be like me. I'm the opposite of Mike. I'm the opposite of Michael Jordan. You do not want to be like me. Be like Mike. That's a thing. But be like Pete. That will never be a thing. Don't be like Pete. If I could be like Pete, I'd suck at this game. On the plus side, we actually did get a cyber disc to use its Overwatch at one of our troopers that has lightning reflexes. Hooray! Of course, that's basically just guaranteed that Tara Reid swallows a grenade on her next turn, and I'm fully cognizant of that. I want you to be aware. I know that is likely going to get a nice grenade in Tara Reid's mouth. And the question I would pose to you, hypothetical skeptical viewer, do you honestly think I care if Tara Reid swallows a grenade? That's actually the question at bar here. Do you really think I give a damn?
Heading to that location.
Really? I mean, do you really think I care? Meanwhile, Charlie Sheen continues to rack up sort of kill after kill here. You have one shot, and it's not a good one. Charlie, what can you do? Effectively nothing. You can go stand next to Tara Reid and try to pull out that grenade. Honestly, that might be the best use of your talents. I'm not going to do that, but it might still be the best use of your talents. Instead, we're going to have you close and just shoot at this cyber disc, which is surprisingly hard to hit. Although Charlie delivered nonetheless. Never tell him the odds, I guess. That guy's panicked. So I don't really feel a whole lot of need to spend resources trying to hit him. I think we'll just, you know what? No. I'd rather go for the lower percentage shot, because if this hits, it's a kill. Probably should have just killed the guy I could kill, but, yeah, that's the way I roll. I'm always going to make the wrong decision. If you're expecting me to begin making good decisions, clearly you, don't have a good grasp on the way I operate. Good decisions are something left for other people. We're going to take this 63% chance, even though it's not going to get a kill. It's also not going to hit, so I guess it hardly matters, huh?
Enemy is still alive.
Johnny Gentleman Floater there continues to panic. I have to assume it's going to be a grenade at some point. Yes, clearly, look at him retreat. He is desperate to fall back. Either that or he forgot which way back was. I don't know, maybe he's one of our troopers. It seems like the kind of thing our guys would do. Which way is back again? Oh, I've ran into like 75 unspawned pods of enemies. Gotta say, surprised that hit. Jennifer Lopez, though, again, not really extraordinarily lucky. Now she's gonna get grenaded and possibly die. Or was that a double move? That must have been a double move. So, given the fact that guy healed, we've actually made no headway on the whole heavy floater front. On the plus side, this could be a good chance for Charlie Hunnam to make use of his new area of effectability. I know Charlie's going to take Overwatch here. I simply don't care. None of it hit anyway. Although that tree, some unfortunate damage. The good ladies and gentlemen at Greenpeace are going to have some words for that particular floater. Anyway, you know, I was poo-pooing the EMP the first time we found it, and I gotta say, it's sort of growing on me. Sort of. Not a lot, but kind of. A little. Maybe. Bieber, you've got to have some better targets than this, right, buddy? Yeah. Why don't you take that shot instead? There you go. Nicely done. Well, for particular values of nice, I guess. Done! That's what I should say, Bieber. Not nicely done, just done. And while that thing's disabled, Tara Reid's just going to take a cheap kill. No, Tara Reid, come on, that was a cheap kill. Also, you managed to do damage to Charlie Hunnam, so not only was it a cheap kill, but it wasn't exactly a good job either, so... Thanks for validating my opinion of you.
firing position.
It's always good to have stereotypes validated by empirical data, Tara Reid. Deliberately, you're out to sabotage our project. You hate us and everything we stand for. Charlie Sheen gonna miss the one shot he probably should have hit, as opposed to hitting all of the shots he probably should have missed. I guess we'll go for the kill then. We need to kill one of these guys. Fuck it, everyone. Yeah, well done. Let's just no hits for anyone anywhere. And Penelope Cruz is out of ammo. On the plus side, nope. I was gonna say on the plus side, I'm pretty sure Penelope Cruz has lock and load, but nope, she doesn't. Jean-Claude Van Damme does, but it wasn't gonna matter. He was never gonna hit anything anyway. So J-Lo, what can you do here? Probably nothing. Well, go for the shot that might kill a guy. Fantastic. Just lovely work, really, everyone. Excellent job, guys. You know what? I'm gonna go for the one shot here because I would like someone to hit something this turn. I think our only other connect was Tara Reid. Oh great, he's no longer panicked. Fantastic. Yeah, had I known he wasn't going to be panicked, I probably wouldn't have put Charlie Sheen in the perfect position to get killed by him. Probably would not have done that. I'm just saying. Feeling a little salty here. Little salty. Tara Reid, if somebody's going to take 15 damage from this heavy floater, could it please be you? Of course not. We're not that lucky. You know what, Tara Reid? I actually, we're going to capture this heavy floater. He's pissed me off now. We're going to panic him again. I will capture this son of a bitch.
To die.
Or we could fail because failure is your fucking middle name. Alright then, Moose. Your hit percentage is terrible. Here's what you're going to do, Moose. You're going to go stand directly in front of this guy, and you're going to fucking rapid fire him. And this is either going to kill him or drop him down low enough that we can capture his ass. One of those two things is going to happen. So, of course, Taylor Moose over fucking Achiever Lautner is going to go for the double critical. Fully! Fantastic work, Lautner. Real proud of you, buddy. Could have done like 4 less damage, you jerk. You know what, Jean-Claude? I'm not even sure we need you at this point.
We're green to go.
J-Lo? Maybe do something? Yes?
I'm about to start keeping score.
Why would you consider keeping score? The score is like the aliens a lot, us not nearly as many.
Will do.
You should probably forget that score was, you know, on the table and actively... Honestly, you should destroy the fucking scorebook. If somebody is keeping score, you should find that shit and get rid of the goddamn evidence.
Reload complete.
Yes, thank you, Charlie Hunnam. Speaking of reload, Charlie Sheen, why don't you go spend the next, let's say, rest of the mission standing next to Justin Bieber so he can bark at you for having the gall to get wounded. Although, arguably, it was kind of Bieber's fault, but... I mean, his Psy Panic faded well before we were ready for it to fade, so... I'm gonna pin that one on Bieber.
Come on, time to cowboy up.
Well, Bieber, you know, Bieber's a slightly, it seems like slightly less discourteous to our gentlemen troopers than he is to the ladies, which I gotta say, that's not cool, Bieber. Don't be a sexist jerk. Don't be a misogynist. Just, if you want to be a jerk-ass, I mean, that's fine. You can be a jerk, Justin Bieber. In fact, you are a jerk. It's pretty well documented.
Locked and loaded.
But I'm just saying, be an equal opportunity asshole, Justin. Don't pigeonhole yourself into the fucking woman-hating scumbag. Just be a misanthrope. Hate everyone. There's no need to discriminate. I mean, if you even just try a little bit, you can always find a perfectly valid reason to hate basically anyone, Bieber. Don't pigeonhole yourself like that, man. Widen your horizons. Hate everyone.
Heading there now.
So there's like 2 outsiders left on this map. They're going to be inside this ship somewhere. And,
back online.
yeah, we're going to go in there and kill them. It's really a matter of time. We're not going to lose. At this point, the best chance the aliens had to kill someone was Charlie Sheen, and their biggest critical from their biggest gun wasn't enough to get it done. And Charlie Sheen isn't even that good. So, take that, aliens. Suck it. You got nothing. You got nothing. You're sad, you're tired, you're played, and your shit is over. Or at least this shit is over. The sad and tired part is mostly not necessarily true.
I'm on my way.
Although I gotta say, your Ed 209 robot didn't exactly blow my hair back a couple missions ago. You brought out your biggest gun there, and well, he was kind of a failure.
On the move.
Moose, just everybody run pell-mell towards the ship. Red Rover, let Taylor Lautner come over. Everybody just sort of get your asses in a position. Penelope Cruz may legitimately be able to do something useful in that position, so we'll just move her to there.
Time to motor.
Jennifer Lopez, likewise, if she gets close enough, can probably wheel and deal with a grenade to accomplish something. So let's go ahead and kick this door open then, find our two outsiders, shoot them in the face, and then just go home. Everyone on board with that plan? Yeah, everybody? Good? Okay.
I've got a visual.
I'd say we could capture an outsider, but I need a plasma carbine like I need another fucking Tara
Watch the
Reid, so...
flanks.
They're moving around the side.
Which is to say, not at all, because I definitively do not need an extra Tara Reid. I feel that one is probably one too many. Actually, 0 Tara Reids really is one too many. One should try and keep a negative number of Tara Reids if possible. Ah, fantastic work, Van Damme. Real proud of you. Good job. 1 damage short. That's exactly the way to fight aliens. Why can Penelope Cruz not hit anything? She has damn good ground, right? She does. She's above this guy. She should have a much better... Oh, you know what? She's got the close range penalty. Never mind. Penelope Cruz, you are fucking worthless. Get out your pistol. I hate you, Penelope Cruz. I hate you so much. I really sincerely mean that. I really do hate you. Not just for what you did for Johnny Depp, for which, by the way, you will never, ever, ever be forgiven, ever. This is just... Wow. The only thing that would have been worse than just straight up missing. Penelope Cruz. I didn't think she could find a way to be less... I didn't think she could find a way to be more distasteful, but fuck me if I wasn't wrong. Possibly someone could do the 1 damage remaining to that guy. If we put a proximity mine on this guy, it's totally gonna kill me. Just say if we put a proximity mine on him, will it kill him? It probably won't even kill the outsider, to be honest, but it will definitively do damage to our trooper. We should probably try and avoid that, I guess. Alright, little EMP thing is recharged. Let's come around here. Let's see if we can do this without frying our own dude. Not a chance. Alright then. Well, I guess we'll just take this flank shot. I was hoping we could maybe get in a position where we could hit those two without just cooking our own trooper in a giant magnetic pulse, but no, fuck, that was never going to happen.
On the move.
Not even sure why I considered the possibility. This cannot do enough damage to kill him. On the plus side, however, it can't miss. So if we can get any other damage on him from any source, literally any source... Charlie Sheen, how could you... you know what? Yeah.
Moving to firing position.
Charlie Sheen's going to run and gun for a flank shot. This is not going to be a good flank shot, but it may legitimately be the most high percentage shot we've got, except for the one that can't miss. In fact, it's definitively the highest percentage shot, and Charlie Sheen damn near straight up killed him. Do I go for a meaningless capture? I say yes.
Say goodnight.
Mostly because we almost never fail on outsiders. For some reason, outsiders we can get every time. Mutons, elites, 75 to 1 is, I think, roughly our capture ratio on the Muton elite. But outsiders, I'm not sure we've ever even failed one. And Operation Severed Line, yet another irritating snipe hunt as we head back to base, having found Wally's friend Wanda instead of Waldo. Also, fuck Wanda forever. It's one of those weird girls who, like... You're not really into, like, romantically, but she's into you much more than you're into her. She has romantic aspirations towards you, to the point where even she, like, dresses alike and wants to hang out all the time. And it's just fucking extra creepy and weird because of that. Because, you know, you've come straight out and said, hey, I'm not really into you in that fashion, but she just can't take a hint. Yeah, that kind of girl. That was Wanda or whatever Wally's friend's name was. And Wally was apparently just too good-natured to give her kind of the ultimatum of, hey, I'm getting a fucking restraining order sort of thing. But Just a good-natured dude, that Wally. I'm not even sure what I want to take here. Bring him on is not good. Well, it's okay, actually. It's not fantastic. Resilience actually is pretty good. Will to survive is straight up garbage. Yeah, we're going to take resilience just for the aim and will. That's fine. That gives a 64 will to Taylor Lautner. Taylor Lautner may be going in for a little bit of psychic training soon. That seems horrifying to have actually said aloud, but it's the truth. Definitively, it's going to be Packmaster. Ooh, collateral damage is real good. I was going to say it's definitively going to be Packmaster, but then I saw collateral damage, and I had a moment of doubt. But no, my first instinct was right. Packmaster is the right way to go. Alright then, so Charlie Winning Sheen going to spend the next 32 days in the hospital, courtesy of Justin Bieber. We did pick up another worthless plasma carbine. Hooray! Another outsider shard. Boy, we needed one of those. I think, you know, come December in the old XCOM barracks, assuming we make it to December, which at this rate we most definitively will. But, you know, if we do get that far, we will have a nice string of outsider shards. We can sort of stick lights inside of them, string them across the barracks. It should be pretty goddamn festive. So, looking forward to that, I guess. Let's go to the gray market and sell off some garbage. And there we go. More flight computers and power sources, because, geez, we've never had any of those before. And then it's down to engineering, where we're going to try and build some fucking armor, actually, this time. Are you willing to cooperate, Dr. Shen, or are you back on fucking strike? Hate Dr. Shen. Alright, so 20 Illyrium, 20 alloys, and 1 Titan armor. We're actually going to build 2 of these. Go ahead and get our Archangel armor. Get our Archangel on. Get that started. 152 credits. We still have 92 Illyrium. I'm actually tempted to possibly consider building... Why can we not build this? We don't have enough cash. Well, cash is a problem that's easily solved, actually. I wouldn't mind having 1 suit of Seraphim armor. I really wouldn't. Shadow armor is less interesting simply because it takes 50 Illyrium. What is Corsair armor? Oh, that's... Nah, we don't want that. You know what? I'm just going to hang on for now. Actually, if we're going to build anything, let's build another Firestorm. 42 Illyrium. Could do that. Got plenty of meld. We definitively have plenty of power sources and flight computers. You know what? I think I am going to build a Firestorm. Let's go get that 402 credits. Shouldn't be too hard since we have, I don't know, 1 billion corpses, roughly. Well, we have 64 sectoid corpses, so good start there. Let's go ahead and liquidate some of those. And when I say liquidate, I mean specifically liquidate. We're going to just go get a giant blender, grind them down, and make margaritas out of them. We're not actually going to sell these. Floater corpses? Probably don't need 58 of those. Heavy floater corpses? Probably don't need 37 of those. Thin man corpses? Probably don't need 55 of those. Mutant corpses, I think we'll hang on to, just for nostalgia's sake. Mutant elite corpses? Probably don't need 28 of those. But again, we'll hang on to a few just for nostalgia's sake. Likewise with the Berserker. Cyberdisc Rex are actually one thing we need more of, oddly enough. That's probably good for now. I mean, that's enough to buy the thing, so... Why overdo it? I do like to sort of keep a little bit of cash on hand to bankroll just future projects. If we ever need money, we can turn our cash, turn those corpses into gold. There's a commercial you'll never see on late night TV. They might have, turn your old stuff into cash, or turn your gold into cash. You might see that commercial. Turn your corpses into cash. That's a whole different sort of industry. A gross industry. Anyway, building and buying items. We're going to build another Firestorm. Let's get that started, because it's going to take Dr. Shin 670 years, so we might as well get going early. Actually, down to 14 days for a Firestorm, Dr. Shin? Wow, impressive. Not really, but it seemed like a polite thing to say. Anyway, Firestorm order put in, and an excuse to not have to interact with Dr. Shin for a good long while. I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more daily XCOM, consider subscribing as well. We'll see you again soon.